All right, let's get right into it. We're about to walk through a new way of thinking, a framework that's probably going to change how you look at learning, intelligence, even your own mind, especially now, in the age of AI. We're talking about the synthetic cognition continuum.
And it all kicks off with this really big question. Think about it. For centuries, education was all about memorizing stuff, right? Just knowing things. But now, with a supercomputer in basically everyone's pocket, is that whole model just broken? I mean, are we wasting our time trying to cram our heads full of facts? This is the core problem we need to tackle. And this slide, wow, it just lays out the tension perfectly. Over on the left, you've got the old way. You, by yourself, judge by what you can remember. The goal was just knowing. But look at the right. That's the new way. It's not a human in isolation. It's a human-AI hybrid. And the goal? It's not just knowing anymore. It's orchestrating. That one word change, from knowing to orchestrating, that's everything.
So yeah, let's call this what it is. We are watching the end of knowing, as we've always understood it. And that means we have to come up with a whole new definition of intelligence for this new world.
So this is the absolute key. This is the light bulb moment. The question itself has to change. It's not about what can a person do on their own anymore. The real measure of what someone can do is what that combined student-AI entity can achieve. We got to start seeing ourselves not as solo acts, but as one part, the biological part, of a way more powerful system. Okay, so here's your new rule book, your new guiding principle. Real learning today is all about how smoothly you can pass tasks back and forth. It's a handoff between your human intuition, your gut feelings, your creativity, and the pure, raw power of artificial processing. It's kind of like a dance between your brain and the machine.
And when you start working this way, you get a new identity. You're not just a student or a worker anymore. You become the conductor of this hybrid mind. You become an orchestrator. And your job is to lead this whole cognitive symphony.
Okay, so that sounds cool, but how do you actually do it? Because this isn't just some big fancy idea. It's a real practical skill, and it breaks down into a simple 3-stage guide for how to think like an orchestrator.
And here they are. It's a 3-step process: internalization, externalization, and synthesis. These 3 words, they're pretty much the whole shebang. They're the building blocks, so let's break down exactly what each one means.
So first up is internalization. Now this part is, and probably always will be, uniquely human. This is where we shine. This is where you really get your head around the big picture, the main ideas, the context. An AI can spit facts at you all day, but you're the one who has to truly understand the fundamental why behind all of it.
Then comes stage 2, externalization. Okay, so once you've got the why, you can get smart and delegate the how. You offload all the heavy lifting to the AI, the number crunching, the searching for obscure facts, the data analysis. Your skill here isn't about having the answer in your head. It's about knowing how to ask the AI the perfect question to get it.
And finally, we get to what might be the most crucial step of all, synthesis. So the AI gives you its output, but that's just raw material. It's your job to be the final judge, the quality control. You have to ask, is this biased? Is this ethical? And the big one, can I combine this with other ideas to create something totally new? This is where human creativity is absolutely essential.
Now look, this whole framework isn't just some clever productivity idea I pulled out of thin air. It's actually based on some really powerful scientific theory about how our brains literally extend into the tools we use.
The idea has a bit of a fancy name. It's called distributed cognition theory. But the concept is actually pretty simple. It says that when you use a tool like an AI really well, you and the AI stop being 2 separate things. You actually become a single cognitive unit. Your thinking process is literally spread out, distributed, across your own brain and the technology you're using.
And this quote just nails it perfectly. The AI is not a tool but an extension of the neural network. Just let that sink in for a second. The AI isn't just a hammer you pick up and put down. It's becoming a seamless part of your own thought process. It's like an extra lobe for your brain that just happens to live outside your head.
So that brings us to the million-dollar question, right? In a world where the tech changes every 6 months, what's the one skill that you can actually bet on for the long haul? Well, the answer is kind of timeless.
It all comes down to a simple, powerful truth. As long as humans use tools, and we always have, the most important skill will always be mastering the interface, that connection point between the person and the tool. It doesn't matter if that tool is a sharp rock, a printing press, or a large language model. That skill is orchestration.
and that is never, ever going to be obsolete.
Which really just leaves us with one final thought to chew on. This massive shift, it's already happening. It's not coming, it's here. The old way of just knowing is on its way out, and the age of the hybrid mind is dawning. So the only real question left to ask yourself is, are you prepared to be an orchestrator?